Good evening, everybody. Brian from Bearable Traders here. It's Wednesday, August 11th, Wednesday evening, and of course, we're halfway through the week, more than halfway through the week now. So, this is the midweek video. Take a look at where we're going so far during the week and what might be coming down the pike here in the last 2 days of trading as we get towards the end of summer. So, let's start taking a look at some of the indexes and see where we're going. And so before we get going on this midweek review, just a quick advertisement for my book on Amazon, How to Swing Trade, if you have not checked it out yet. So let's get down and dive into some of the action that's happened this week so far. All right, so let's start out with the TLT, 20-year Treasury bond price. And as I've been saying all along in the videos, one of the key things that we need to watch is where the yield on these bonds, these treasuries are going. And you can see here as the price dropped, the yield went up. So that's had an impact on the NASDAQ, which we'll see shortly. And of course, the rotation back into some of the value trades. So this has really been one of the big drivers in the price action that we've seen in some of the stocks in the indexes this week. Again, the 10-year Treasury, you can see here we found a bit of a bottom at this 1.19 level, kind of double bottom, and now we're back up to 1.35. I would say it does look like we might be heading higher. 1.5 is where people are, a lot of consensus on the street is where we could be going here. So continue to do well with stocks that benefit in a higher interest rate environment. Higher being a sort of relative term there, being 1.5%, but obviously the banks being one of the beneficiaries. And you can see this is another tail of the tape that I've been watching here. You can see this downtrend that's been happening in the transports. We've basically, as I said, we've been trying to watch here, just watch to see if this 14,250 level held. And Monday it didn't look very good, looked like we might be heading lower, but Tuesday was turnaround Tuesday. We broke through this 20 moving average here, and today we really just stormed higher right all through the 50, and it looks like we might be going higher on the transports. You can see your volume picking up on these up days, which is what you like to see. Stochastics starting to turn up, RSI through 50 and heading higher, so momentum is to the upside. And I'd be looking at this 15,000 level as a possible next area of resistance, but the transports have definitely broken this downtrend for the time being. Of course, that works out well for that bodes well for the Dow, which you can see here, 2 up days as well, breaking out to a new all-time high on the daily today on Wednesday, and still looks like the trend is still to the upside, even in these sort of dog days of summer, as they call them. So you can see here the weekly so far pushing to a new high, and of course, as interest rates started to pop up again, you can see here what impact that had on the technology, the growth sector. We've had a bit of a couple of down days here. We're still holding this 20 moving average, which does sort of mean we still are in an uptrend, but we bounced off it today. Stochastics heading lower, RSI heading lower, but still above 50. So we'll see if we continue to roll over here, and I'll be watching to see if we do lose this 20 moving average. I think a lot of it's going to depend on what interest rates do as the week progresses and comes to an end. The SPY again all-time high here, up 0.25% on the day, and on the week we're up 1/3% roughly, and still pushing higher, still in this uptrend, still a little overbought. Volume weak or at least light so far, but that doesn't take you till the end of the week yet. And you can see here the IWM making a series of higher lows. Each pullback is higher, so you can see here a little bit higher here, higher here. I think the IWM, if interest rates start to creep up some more, usually a sign that the economy's doing well. And you can see here volumes coming in nicely on these 2 days, picking up a little bit. I think we head higher on the IWM. And of course, heavily some weighting of financials. And of course, if the interest rates go up, that will drive the IWM higher as well. So on a week here, it looks like we're just trying to get through the 20. Momentum is sort of turning up to the upside here. Histogram on the MACD is starting to go positive, so it does look promising for small caps to go higher. So we had a big couple days there on the U.S. dollar. Big Friday, stayed Saturday or Monday. Tuesday we had a bit of a reversing candle here, hollow fill candle, and then pullback. Still looks like we might be trying to break out here. You can see here this could be a double top, but it may also be just a pause that refreshes and then takes us higher on the US dollar. So if the economy still looks strong, it might just push the dollar higher, which of course will not be good for gold, silver, some of the other commodities. The VIX here, again, we just keep saying this, no fear in the market, no fear of a big sell-off coming. We just keep grinding away here. Looks like we're grinding lower on the week. And RSI rolling over there under 50. So VIX continues to look weak, the fear index, so no fear. And it looks like we're putting in a bit of an ABCD pattern here, or if you want to call it a ascending triangle. I suspect we might see a big breakout here from 146,200 very shortly, and maybe a pushback to this 50,000 level, as I mentioned on the weekend as well. And if you want to look at some sectors at a glance here, you can see the discretionary kind of chopping, still chopping. Communications, technology, obviously well off the highs of the day, but still didn't finish at the low of the day either, so a bit of an indecision candle on the technology. You can see here what happened with the XLI, the industrials. With the Dow going up last 2 days, we really broke out of this sideways pattern of consolidation, and we're probably looking to go higher. Materials last 2 days very strong as well, as the dollar weakened up a bit. And energy kind of looks interesting here. It looks like it might be trying to break out. I'd keep an eye on that one for a close above 50 over the next couple of days of trading. Staples, again, well off the high of the day. Healthcare still struggling a little bit after reaching this high here. Looks like a bit of a double top on that. Financials, as I mentioned earlier, with interest rates starting to creep up again. The financials are catching a bid and breaking out of this consolidation pattern as well. And yeah, so that's it with the sectors. So energy kind of looking interesting. Industrial. So a quick look at the group scanner on FinViz as well. Kind of take a look and see what the relative performance has been over a week. As again, you can see no surprise here. Energy and financials kind of leading the way. Industrials coming in second on the week. And on a month, you can see financials are doing fairly well, also on the grand scheme of things. Utilities, a bit of a safety trade at the top there, but I think the financial sector and energy sector are looking fairly good right now. Okay, so we'll take a quick look at some of the stocks that were from their weekend watch list as well. You can see here Dust. I was watching Dust for a pop-up here on Monday. I did a bit of an overnight trade on that one, but I'm in and out of that. Not sure. It did break out from this level. That's kind of what I was watching for, as I mentioned on the weekend video. And I didn't actually play Dust. I played one of the Canadian HGD Horizon Beta Air ETFs, but same idea on that trade. GPRE, I still haven't taken a trade on this, but it looks like it's breaking out and good. I believe this is an energy play. It's looking strong. Kurt, I did not take a trade on. I was watching for a break at 20, but I didn't catch it yesterday. Looks like it still wants to go higher, and still maybe looking for an entry on that one. KONP is not really doing much. KWeb, this is a weekly chart. I want the daily. I did play this one. I swung it overnight. On this, I took it at the morning on the Monday. It popped up, held into the close, I mentioned in the trading room I was going to hold it overnight. It had a nice pop up the following day and sold it. Now it's pulling back again, but it was definitely feeling like it was going to move a bit of a bounce there. But there's still that risk of more Chinese regulators coming on and doing some other stuff. mRNA, keeping an eye on this one. I think it could come down to this 350 level tomorrow. I shorted it a couple times today, it was really dropping fast at one point, but this was really an oversold condition. We got pretty close to the high, and then on yesterday we almost touched 500, but that was the point where basically the buyers just sort of evaporated, or there was just no marginal buyer left there, and so it started to pull back. And once other holders realized that nobody was going to keep buying through 500, they started to bail on it. And I think there was also a bit of some downgrades on this as well that suggested it shouldn't be anywhere near this high. So I think it was a good excuse to sell off today. So we'll be watching this one again. It'll probably maybe pull back a little bit more and chop around. Plug, again, a bad day for Plug. It looked like it was going to go this morning, but then it just sold off. Riot's had a pretty good run here in the last couple of days, but looks a little toppy. We'll see what happens with Bitcoin. Snaps, this is a pretty an indecision candle. It did try to break out through this 80, failed. I did sell some calls on that and hoping they'll expire worthless at the end of the week. SoFi, this could do quite well. This is a DeFi company, so it might do well in this rising interest rate environment. And nothing with the URA. Of course, the infrastructure bill has played heavily into when we saw the pop in the industrials, and of course some stocks like X and Nucor, NUE, and some of the other Martin Marietta, all the construction plays were strong, and XLF just continuing to push higher here on these interest rates. Still watching this one, but it seems to be just chopping sideways. So let's wrap things up here. Just take a quick look at where things are looking like they're heading right now. Everything looks really flat. NASDAQ down just a bit. Russell marginally green, S&P marginally red. Yeah, everything's just really flat, trading really flat right now. Taking a bit of a pause here, but we just seem to want to grind higher. So all the commodities really flat right now. Yeah, nothing much moving at this point in time. So we'll see what the open brings. And speaking of the open, 8 o'clock. Jared will be starting live on YouTube with Engineering the Markets, and following that, Carlos and Norm taking you through the pre-market show, looking at the movers and shakers before the market opens, and then of course trading the market open 9:30. And hope to see you at one or all of those events. And we are live on YouTube. Just remember that the feed on YouTube is delayed. So have a great rest of the evening, everybody, and we'll hopefully see you tomorrow. Bye.